Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we peel back the layers of corporate speak to find the real story. Today, we're diving into a report from Grayscale Zcash Trust, and let's just say it involves a digital currency, some changes to how its price is tracked, and a bit of a shake. Up, you might be wondering what is so important about a trust holding a cryptocurrency. Well, how a digital asset's price is measured can have a big impact on investors, and this report tells us exactly how that is changing. Before we get too deep, if you like getting these clear, no-nonsense breakdowns of financial documents, make sure you are subscribed. And if you want to connect with other like-minded folks and get even more exclusive insights, join our Discord community. The link is in the description. So what we have here is a current report, like a quick update filed with the government to let everyone know about important events. It is about Grayscale Zcash Trust, which, as the name suggests, holds Zcash, a digital currency. The key thing we need to understand is how the price of Zcash is being calculated for this trust. Think of it like an official scorekeeper for the Zcash price, and that scorekeeper just made a change. This report tells us that CoinDesk Indices Incorporated, who they call the index provider, made a change to the Zcash pricing index. This index is used to figure out the value of the Zcash held by the trust. The big news is that starting on the 21st of December 2025, one of the places where they get Zcash price information called Bitfinex was removed from the index. Why? Because Bitfinex didn't meet a minimum liquidity requirement. Think of liquidity as how much Zcash is actually being traded there. If there is not enough trading happening, it is harder to get a reliable price. So now the index relies on just 3 places: Coinbase, Kraken, and Gemini. This is a pretty significant change because it means fewer sources are now used to set the official price of Zcash for this trust. When you have fewer data points, sometimes the price can be more volatile, or it might not perfectly reflect the overall market sentiment as broadly. And here is something crucial for investors to keep in mind. The index provider can change these trading venues or even how they calculate the price itself. At any time, they have scheduled reviews every few months to decide if they want to add or remove trading platforms, all based on certain criteria. This means the way the Zcash price is tracked for this trust could keep changing. Interestingly, Grayscale Zcash Trust is identified as an emerging growth company. This means they might have certain regulatory flexibilities, but it also suggests they are a relatively newer entity in the corporate world, trying to establish their footing. Now, who is behind all this? It is Grayscale Investment Sponsors LLC, acting as the sponsor for this trust. They are the ones making these decisions and reporting to the public and regulators. The report is signed by Edward McGee, their Chief Financial Officer, underscoring the financial implications of these changes. Looking at this filing, what is the story? It is a notification about a change in how the value of Zcash is determined for Grayscale investors. The removal of a trading platform from the index is a direct signal that the liquidity and trading activity on that platform were not meeting the standards set by the index provider. This could potentially lead to a less diversified price discovery process for the trust, relying on fewer, albeit potentially more liquid platforms. Now, let's step back and think about what this means. For investors in Grayscale Zcash Trust, this change in the index calculation could impact the perceived value of their holdings. If the fewer remaining platforms have slightly different pricing dynamics, or if there are any technical glitches on these platforms, it could lead to more pronounced price swings or deviations from what you might see on other exchanges. It highlights the importance of understanding not just what asset you are invested in, but also the mechanics of how its value is measured and reported by the investment vehicle. The fact that the index provider can change these platforms at any time is a significant risk. It means that the investment strategy and the valuation methodology are subject to external changes that are not directly controlled by the trust or its investors. This is a common theme in the digital asset space where the infrastructure supporting the assets is still evolving and can be subject to rapid shifts. So, what is our take on this? Grayscale Zcash Trust is making a necessary adjustment to ensure the integrity of its Zcash price index. This is a good thing for transparency. However, the dependency on a small number of platforms and the potential for further changes mean investors need to remain vigilant. The strength here is transparency about the change. The weakness is the reliance on a smaller, potentially more volatile set of data sources. The opportunity is that this could lead to a more stable and reliable price index if the remaining platforms are robust. The risk, of course, is that further changes or issues with the remaining platforms could disrupt the valuation. This really boils down to trust in the process. The trust is putting its faith in the index provider to act in the best interest of investors by maintaining a reliable index. For those invested, it is a reminder that digital assets and the vehicles that hold them come with unique complexities. Alright, that is our breakdown of Grayscale Zcash Trust's latest filing. What is your take on these changes and what they signal for the Zcash market? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. And don't forget to check out our Discord community for more engaging discussions. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.